Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And you guessed it, my friends. You guessed it. That's right. You're absolutely right. We got yet another amazing guest this morning on the show. How do we do it? We don't do it. You do it. This is one of the most amazing communities I've ever seen and certainly been a part of. Forget that. Let me clear my. Let me. This is the best. This is the best community that I've ever seen and been a part of. It's an honor and a privilege to be here with you all. And of course, be here with you this morning for roughly our 815th or 20th episode where we've interviewed our clients, our students, just regular, everyday people who have taken our course or our courses and use them in their lives to see results, to build businesses, to become entrepreneurs, to become digital marketers. And this morning is no different. We have a professional makeup artist who's building a thriving digital marketing business. Can't wait to hear her story. Sammie, welcome to the show.
Hi, it's so good to meet you, Dave.
It's good to meet you, Sammie. I am thrilled.
Yeah, me too. So do you want to get started or you want me to start?
Yes, I want to
Specific
get started.
questions for me or what?
Yes, I want to get started. Tell us how you found Legendary. What were you looking for? Do you think you found what you were looking for?
Well, actually, I wasn't looking for it. It's kind of godsend, like it landed on my lap. So I've been a top leader in network marketing for 6 years, and like Legendary kind of fell on my lap. It's so crazy. I never heard of digital marketing until May of this year. And
Hmm.
then I kept seeing it. So then I ended up doing the 15-day challenge, which completely opened my eyes to a whole different world. And I was like, what?
Hmm.
So I was just thinking, like, if this is real, like, this is massive, because I know how powerful the network marketing industry is, but digital marketing is completely opposite, like
Hmm.
completely opposite. So I did it. And then it just blew up from there. I launched my digital marketing business the end of July, and I've already had like four-figure days in my first month, like in my
Hmm.
second month. So I'm only 2 months in. I'm still new, but
Yeah.
it's unbelievable. It's so powerful.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. So, what is the difference in digital marketing and what we're teaching and doing here and network marketing, what you've done in the past? Why is this suddenly so powerful for you?
I'm still currently in network marketing, and I love it, but
Mhm.
digital marketing is definitely way different. So digital marketing, it's not so like you can do so much behind the scenes. A lot of people are terrified to go in front of the camera and to do network marketing, and you have to network, you have to build relationships. I'm not saying you don't do that in digital marketing, but
Mhm.
there's a lot of things that you can do behind the scenes. And you don't have to go anywhere. You can be in the comfort of your home. And it's much more powerful in the way, like, you can just make so much more money so much quicker. Like, that's been my experience. I'm not saying that's everyone's experience. I'm just saying my experience. I've been a top leader for 6 years now, and I've never seen money and businesses blow up as fast. Like, I mean, my first month, I made multiple four-figure days, and that's just unheard of to me.
Mhm.
So I would say that's one of the biggest, you know, you can just do so much more in digital marketing too. Like, like high ticket and freelance. You can create your own digital products. There's just so much more.
Yeah. Well, indifferent too, right? Because
Way different.
you're
Way.
also and quite frankly, these strategies that we're teaching, because I mean, legendary marketer is not really a business in the sense that we're everybody who goes to our education, we're only teaching them to promote legendary marketer. These skills actually apply to any business. What I learned about network marketing and digital marketing was that because network marketing is really just taking some sort of a product, it's usually a physical product, And the way in which you are taught to promote and market that product is through, phone calls, making a list, more warm market strategies where you're kind of belly to belly, home, hotel, parties, things of that nature. And that is a very different style of marketing than what we teach in our course, which is using the power of social media to create content, to build email lists. Do you also see now how you can take these skill sets and not only apply them to network marketing, but really any business?
Absolutely. It's blown up all my businesses. And that's another thing I was going to say, like network marketing's changed my life and I wouldn't be where I'm at in digital marketing had I not been through that. So I'm grateful for network marketing. I love it. I believe in it so much.
Mm,
And I'm still current, like I said, but the power of digital marketing, like what I learned from the courses, I not even a quarter of that I knew. And I've been a top leader for 6 years. I poured in myself like into events and, like learning from Eric Worre and legends like that. And I've never learned the skills that I learned through your courses, like not even close. Now I can build funnels and digital products that I am now selling worldwide,
mm,
and it's just absolutely insane. Like I've never seen anything like it. I've learned so much. It also helped with my mindset. It's not just the skills, it's the mindset, it's the community. Like I was so blown away by it, like
right.
so blown away by it.
I felt the same way when I came from, network marketing, which is everything you do in network marketing essentially has to be duplicatable, which means that no strategy can be too complicated. No strategy can be too difficult because the idea in network marketing or multi-level marketing is that, well, eventually you're going to teach other people below you to do the same techniques, and they need to be able to do techniques that are duplicatable, right? So something that's duplicatable is everybody can call their friends and family. Everybody can make a list of their warm market and do things like that. Not everybody, without the proper training, without the proper support, without the proper community to kind of encourage and to have various different examples, can create videos. It's just a fact. Not everybody can build funnels, right? Not everybody can use email autoresponders or funnel building platforms and things of that nature. These things do require specialized training. And for me, I had the same kind of eye-opening, you know, life-changing experience when I had been doing these kind of belly-to-belly strategies, these warm market strategies that were duplicatable. But then I was introduced suddenly to these digital marketing funnel building. Now I'm building my own email list instead of reaching out to people one by one or handing out or collecting business cards, which I did for many too long. It felt like I've got a thing of the business cards that I collected somewhere sitting around here, thousands, right? Would do the same thing when I was handing out business cards. But suddenly, instead of going from communicating with people one on one, now all of a sudden, every single person who's opted into my email list, I can write an email and communicate with 1,000 people in the push of a button.
Yeah.
And it was also game changing for me, and it seems to be that way with everybody who's ran a traditional business and only used these sort of traditional skills. And so what's it been like for you? I can see that you kind of have gone all in. You went through our challenge, got our blueprints. What's it been for you in a sense to go back to school, but in this sort of new way?
I honestly tell everybody I feel like I grew another brain. Like, I really feel like I grew another brain. I say that all the time because I do. Like, I feel so powerful. Like, just everything. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can make money from this now. I can make, oh, that's an opportunity. That's an opportunity. Like, I learned so much and I just can't believe the skills, the high income skills that I learned and I'm running with, and it's completely changing me and my family's lives, and it's helping so
Mm,
many others too. Um, it's just things that I can't believe, like the email responder. I never knew how to do anything like that, and that's blown up all my businesses because I have multiple businesses. So like,
right.
there's so many skills that I learned, and in your courses that I'm a leader and I'm a success coach. So like I'm teaching so many people and they're like, wow, this is mind blowing. Just like some of your mindset stuff and the skills. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. And I know people are going to think I'm crazy when I say this, but I really feel like digital marketing is so much easier than network marketing once you understand the skills and can implement them.
Yeah. Well, it's just the strategy, right? The strategy of how you're selling the product, because all products in network marketing can actually be sold the same way. They can be so, and it boils down to just exactly an example you gave, and I talked about this too, which was the email autoresponder. Any business, and the fact that it's 2023 and every business in the world is not using an email management software to communicate with people is nuts. If you're still communicating with people by copy and pasting email addresses into Google and just BCCing everybody, or if you're group texting or only text messaging people one-on-one, any sort of one-on-one model to me was obsolete years ago when I started to understand how to communicate with people one to many. And to take it to the next level, my income also 10x, 100x when I stopped coaching. Want your mind blown? When I stopped coaching people one-on-one, because I realized that there was no reason for me to coach people one-on-one when I could coach people one to many, because there was nothing that I was discussing that was so private and confidential that people weren't benefiting from hearing another person's question or another person's experience. And a lot of the life coaches and the various different coaches that you see out here, the health coaches, the influencers on Instagram, I don't mean to be braggadocious here, but I promise you, they do not want to compare tax income statements with me, probably for the past 7 to 10 years, because they're doing one-on-one and I'm doing one-to-many. And there's just not enough hours in the day for them to be able to make enough money doing one-on-one coaching than it is for. We had over 1,000 people on our Business Blueprints Decade in a Day workshop on Friday. Think about that. We were teaching over 1,000 people who had invested in our business blueprints the skill sets that, imagine if we had to do that one-on-one. So it's just now all of a sudden, there's one-on-one coaches right now. Maybe even you're doing or have done some one-on-one coaching, Sammie. And as I'm saying this, your brain is getting challenged. It's getting stretched, right? Because you're like, well, how can I do that? It's very simple, right? It's very simple. We're doing it right now. We are having a one-on-one conversation. There's value that's being delivered, and there's 537 people that are standing by listening and learning. This is another format of doing one-to-many. Because instead of you and I just having a conversation that only you and I are hearing, and that maybe you're going to forget the majority of what's said. I don't know. I don't have control over what one client takes away. But I know that there's 537 other people who are taking away value from this call and who are then going to, say, man, I got so much value from that. I think I'll go and invest in the blueprints or whatever, right? So that one-to-many strategy or framework, although it's simple, can be applied to so many different things. And although in a lot of these businesses where we think we're going to make teams and be doing one-to-many work, we end up doing a lot of one-on-one work. And it's very difficult sometimes to, that's how you get burnt out, right? Because when that one person doesn't do what you want them to do or doesn't have results. But imagine if you were able to reach so many more people. So what's it been like for you to already build an audience, Sammie? You're building an audience on social media who are listening to your value, your edutainment, taking your suggestions, and obviously, buying through your links and so forth. What's that been like for you to turn cold strangers into warm prospects on the internet?
It's so inspiring. I love serving people. I mean, that's, I was in the nursing field before I started, gunning for my dreams and starting my own businesses. And I just love serving people and showing people like you can be an average person and you can change your life. Like you don't have to have those circumstances. You can change. And that's basically what I'm doing. I'm trying to show average people like it doesn't matter your circumstances, your past, if you grew up poor, or what the situation was, you can change it. So I want to be an inspiration to people and show people like I come from the bottom and I'm self-made and I'm literally like hard work and dedication. If you're coachable, if you're willing to learn and have an open mind, you can just, the sky's the limit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, Prevost says the power of one too many, a must as a newbie. Absolutely. Learning these skills early on, these frameworks, these kind of concepts of how to do business, um, especially if this is the beginning of your journey, can be so powerful because you can ask yourself as you're starting something new, am I getting myself into sort of a hamster wheel here, or am I going to have the opportunity to be able to have leverage, real leverage in this business with this business that I'm starting? And if any of you haven't read Rich Dad Poor Dad, one of the concepts that he teaches is the cash flow quadrant. And basically the left side is where you're working to earn money, and on the right side is where you're having money and systems and people work to earn you money. And you go from employee to self-employed, where you're still kind of doing the work yourself. You may own the business, but you're doing the work. Then to business owner. And the definition of business owner is where you have people and or systems who are working for you. And so you can either have a bunch of employees, or nowadays in 2023, you can actually use software and technology, sort of like McDonald's did back in the day. They were one of the businesses that early on used systems and people to be able to grow their corporation, because what was the system? Well, the system is that the burgers were all the same. The ingredients were all the same. The process was all the same. It was all written down. It was all a process. Every franchise worked the same way. Whereas with here, the systems, the tools that we're using are autoresponders, funnel builders. A couple of low to no cost tools now give us similar leverage that a McDonald's franchise owner has. In order to make $1 million in a year, you can either go and buy a McDonald's franchise and spend God knows how much. You can look it up, how much a McDonald's franchise costs, to be able to have people and systems working for you. Or you can start, for example, affiliate marketing, a couple of low to no cost tools, and I can show you several people, many, a couple of handfuls of people already within our community that are multi-millionaires or at least millionaires, because they've learned the strategies and are using these low to no cost tools. So do you think it's hard for people to wrap their head around, Sammie, not how easy it is, but how much things have changed and how simple it can be if you know the right strategies and you're using the right tools? Do you think that's a concept for a lot? Do you think that's why a lot of people say scam, or they're so skeptical?
Absolutely. I mean, when I first seen um some people like moms on Instagram making $10,000 a day or $20,000 a week, I'm like, there's no way. I've been in network marketing and I thought that was powerful. And I was like, there's just no way. And I literally skipped it a few times. And that's why I was so upset with myself, because I prolonged myself getting into this a month longer because I thought I was in that mindset, like it's too good to be true. But then I was like, no, kept coming into my face. And then like I think people are just so skeptical because they don't realize they're stuck in that poverty mindset, just like off the Rich Dad Poor Dad, that poor man's mindset. And they think it's too good to be true. You have to work super, super, super hard. You have to go to college for many years to have an education, to make anything close to this. Like they don't think it's realistic. But what they don't understand is we live in a digital world now. we live in a digital world, and if you have a cell phone and you have internet access, you should be making thousands off of your phone, like
Mm,
thousands. I
mm.
mean, that's what this whole thing, legendary digital marketing, it's opened my eyes to so much. I'm like, there's no excuse why nobody, anyone should not be making 5,000 plus extra a month on their phone. There's just no excuse. There's so many things you can be doing, especially in the digital marketing
Yeah,
industry. It's mind blowing.
I agree with that. It's that we're being taught by the masses to allow social media to use us instead of us using social media. And that is that it's all in the name. Social, right? Like let's get on and be social. Mark, bless his heart. We're on his platform right now, right? But it's connecting the world. It's making it easier to connect with people. Well, let me tell you something. Who feels more connected to the world after scrolling on your phone for an hour? Not me. Not me. I don't feel more connected. I feel more disconnected. I feel more disconnected from people, right? Because what am I doing? I'm looking at a damn screen for God's sakes. I'm not connecting with people. I'm looking at things that people posted that they want me to see. Let's be honest about it for God's sakes. Let's stop buying the BS. Let's stop drinking the Kool-Aid. The truth is that Mark and whoever else, Elon, who owns Twitter, now X.com, of course they want us to be social on their platforms. Oh, yes, social media. It's called anti-social media is what it is, right? So here's what the wake-up call is for everybody is stop buying the BS. Stop buying the mainstream BS that we're all getting closely or closer connected by scrolling on our phones all day. And let's start learning how to use social media to make money, to use these things that Apple has sold us year after year at $1,000 a pop. And what do? We eat it up. We eat it up. We start comparing ourselves to the Joneses. Did you get the new iPhone? Titanium. Who cares? Who cares? These things are nothing but either tools to make us money or make us more disconnected from ourselves and the rest of the world. What comes up for you as I say that, Sammie?
I mean, it's true. I say that all the time. Like, if you can spend an hour on social media doing nothing, worried about everyone's life, then why can't you take an hour to change your life on social
Mm.
media? Like, even if you spent an hour, even if you spent an hour, like I barely watch TV. I'm so focused and drawn on growing my mind and growing my skills. And I don't think people realize if they just took an hour or the time that they spend watching Netflix and chilling, like even an hour a day, you can learn so much. Even the skills that you provide, if they spent 1 hour a day trying to learn them for even 2 weeks, they can make thousands passive income, and they can watch TV whenever they want, like as long as they want. They could be making passive income.
I just get so fired up about this because it's like, the BS that we've all been the BS that we've all been fed, and that we're so influenced by there was a study done by a gentleman, I believe at Harvard, that showed that 99% of your success is determined by your relational circle, basically, and I think that's the term he used. It could have been something different, but it's basically just you are the people who you surround yourself with. And if the people that you're hanging out with, when you go to a family function or you're hanging out with your friends or whatever, you've all just got your phones there and everybody's just scrolling social media, guess what? You're going to be broke. I mean, look, it's Monday. I'm fired up about this. And I'm not going to, this is the school of entrepreneurship. This is the school of hard knocks. One of the reasons why I became successful is because I did drop out of school in ninth grade, because I did detach from all of the mainstream BS, because I didn't go to college, because I didn't hang out with a bunch of people who were doing the right thing in my early 20s and mid 20s and late 20s. But well, I got clean when I was 24. I became an entrepreneur and in a sense became a lone wolf and sort of hung out on my own. Weren't sitting around being so influenced by all of the people who were trying to keep up with the social media Joneses, hang it. Everybody, I mean, look, you can go to any mall, any public place, you can go to most restaurants and you'll see people, they're just on their phones all the time. And they're not doing anything. They're not checking their commissions. They're not checking their email. They're not seeing the stats of their latest reel. They're just mindlessly scrolling, my friends. And if that is what your friend circle does, if that is what your family does, and you hang out with them and you're scared of what those people think about you, you will be broke for the rest of your life. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Because I may be the only one who has the guts to tell you how it is and not try to pander and coddle and not say, oh, well, you might look stupid. Who cares? Go look dumb. The dumber you look to poor people, to broke people, to people who spend all their time scrolling through the internet, the dumber you look to them, the richer you will be. Yeah. Look dumb to them. What comes up for you? I'm ranting this morning.
You got me fired up. I'm just trying not to jump up, but it's so funny you say that, because have you ever heard the term you are what you hang with? And back 7 years, I'm 7 years sober, but when I hung out with people that wasn't gunning for more in life besides partying and all that, and I hung around that, that's what I was getting. But then when I decided to say enough's enough, I want more than this for my family, and I started to step outside my comfort zone, because you can't gain success in your comfort zone. You'll never know what you're truly capable of in your comfort zone. So I decided to go scared. I was only 6 months sober at that point. And that's when I stepped into the network marketing industry. And it was not easy for me, because where I live in a small community, people would mock me. Literally, they went out of their way to mock me. And I was like, whoa, I don't even talk to these people. I'm literally just trying to do more. I'm not going to stay poor and broke and struggle like so many do in my town. I'm going to be more. I'm going to do big things for my family. I'm going to show my kids, you are not how you were raised. You don't, that's not your life. If you were poor growing up, you do not have to stay poor when you're growing up, when you're an adult. And when I realized you're in control of your own life, you're in control of your future, your success, how your life is. It's because of you and your actions. And when I realized that, I have not stopped running the last 6 years towards as much success as I can possibly get, growing myself, learning more. I don't hardly hang out with anyone because I'm so focused on creating, financial freedom for my family and helping serve others. And I just feel like so many people are so scared to disappoint the very small people in their circle, whether it be friends and family, community. Right. And yet there's over 7 billion people in the world, and you're scared to death that they're not giving you the approval, because no one believed in me when I started. Nobody. Yeah. I did it myself. I had to have self-belief, Yeah.
And you know what? The people that we are so afraid of looking dumb to, they want us to stay broke and miserable and poor and unhappy and struggling, because if we aren't, then all of a sudden it's like, well, they don't have anybody to commiserate with, right? They don't have anybody to share in the woes of life. And then the crabs in a bucket concept starts to happen. And my friends, if you've not heard me talk about this, or you've not heard this sort of analogy, crabs are, human beings are like crabs. Crabs, when one tries to get out of a bucket, they'll try to pull it down. Literally, you can put crabs out. I've done this. I live here in Florida. I've done this with crabs. They will literally try to pull the crab down. If the crab is trying to get out and get out of the damn bucket and go and have a life, go and just that crab doesn't know what the hell's on the other side of that bucket. Doesn't know if he's going to fall to his death, but he's like, hey, I don't like it in this bucket. This bucket sucks, especially with all you in here crowding me, stinking the place up. And human beings are a lot like that as well. They love when you're in that bucket, stinking up that bucket with them. Okay. And they may say, they may act like they don't love it, but they do. And they don't know how much they love it until you try to get out of that bucket. And then all of a sudden, your friends start to get judgmental. Well, hey, guess what? If your friends start to get judgmental, judge you, talk about you behind your back when you start to try to do better things in your life, maybe they weren't your freaking friends in the first place. That is such a great sign. That's a gift that God gives you that says, this is not your friend. This is your foe. This is your foe. This is an enemy in disguise.
Amen.
This is an enemy in disguise. Get this person out of your life fast. And I'm telling you, if you want to be successful in business, you have to be able to cut people off. You have to be able to take people at face value. When they show you who they are, believe them.
Yep.
Sort of like being in an abusive relationship, right?
Absolutely.
It's like, sometimes, but we as human beings, we get blinded by friendship and love and all this kind of stuff. I mean, we say, oh, he loves me. He only hits me because he's frustrated. He's angry. No, he hits you because he's a piece of shit abuser. Leave his ass, right? Cut him off, right? That's God showing you the first time. Go. Same thing with friends, right? Now, they may not be physically abusing you, but abusing your emotions, abusing your dreams, abusing your aspirations, abusing, and here's a big thing for me, is if you talk about me behind my back instead of saying it to my face, we are done. We are done. Because what I need is the friends like me who are going to say it to my face. Say it to my face. Make me a better man. Show me where I'm falling short. Give it to me real. And you know what? I've only got a handful of those people in my life, a real small amount. And I've got, thousands of acquaintances, but very few people inside of my inner circle that I share the real shit with, because I'm not going to hand some person that's going to take and use and abuse my passion, my dream, my private life, my goals. I'm not going to hand that to you to just, turn into your own Play-Doh and then throw it back at me and use it to manipulate me or use it to make me. Here's another one. If people make you doubt yourself, if you talk to them about something and they say, well, maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you're not cut out for that. Or maybe you should just kind of, right. I call them farmers. They plant little seeds of doubt. You ever had any farmers in your life?
Absolutely. That's what I was about to say. When this is like almost 7 years ago. Well, no, 7 years ago. Like I said, I was like 6.5 months sober. And I was telling everybody, like, mind you, I had to do this myself too, because no one tried to help me get sober. No one busted through my door. Nobody saying, you're better than this. You deserve more than this. No one. But when I said, after I got myself sober and I wanted to change my life, and I was gonna gun for success, everyone was like, oh no, you'll never make it. They all had something to say. You'll never make it. Are you sure? Oh, that's a scam. You're from a small town. Look at your history. You were born poor. It never happens for people like us. Blah, blah, blah. Like every negative thing ever. Like, and I'm like, no, I'm not listening. I could feel it in my gut. And I was like, no, I'm not listening to this. And I just went with it. And I thank God that I did. But that's why when I started your courses in digital marketing, I didn't ask anyone. It was literally between me and God. I prayed about it and I did it. And I didn't say a word about it because I didn't want anyone to doubt me. Like because your mindset, success is 95% mindset, 5% skill. And if you don't have a good mindset and you're around people that are so negative, that's what's going to consume your life. I mean, I was in the nursing field for almost 10 years, and there's literally something in the back of your brain right here that what you focus on and what you consume, like people being around you, if they're just nasty, you're consuming that right here in this part of your brain. And what it does is it creates it has your brain running on that system. So like if you're constantly breathing in negativity, like the saying, you like what you consume your life around is what you're going to become. It's so
Yeah.
true. Once
Yeah.
I started changing around my circle and who I was, focusing my time and energy on, and who I was letting in my circle, like my life completely changed. My mindset, I started thinking positive, I started gunning for more. But
Mm-hmm.
like when you're around people that are constantly belittling you, you start to feel that about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So, one thing that drives me crazy is why people always want approval by the people that are closest to them, that
Yeah.
aren't gunning for success or aren't successful.
Yeah.
Like, why would you not go get approval from people that are successful? Because someone that is successful will never tell you not to start.
That's
Someone
true.
that's successful will never say, no, don't do it. You'll never make it. They'll be like,
That's,
do it. You got this. But someone that's not gunning for success, they will project their fears onto you and say, you can't make it. It'll never happen. Don't do it. You'll fail desperately. But what people don't understand is everybody sucks at first. I don't care who
yeah.
you are. You suck at first. And you have to learn that you're going to suck at first, no matter what you're going into. And then
Mm-hmm.
you'll eventually suck less. And then you'll eventually be good at it. And then you're going to get all the results. But see, too many people don't realize that they have their emotions too wrapped into it. And I don't trust my emotions on most things. My gut, I trust, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
trust when I'm all like, sometimes I get negative, sometimes I have a very good mindset, but
Sure. You're
I
human.
still have, and I have to, nope, action first, results, then feelings. Too many people are putting feelings first, and then that
Mm,
stops everything. And then you'll never get the action, and then you'll never have the results.
yeah. Wow. Golly. Wow. That was everything right there. I mean, that was just right on the spot because I learned this in recovery myself. Look at us. I mean, we're talking about getting sober here, friends. We're talking about being sober. We're talking about thinking sober. We're talking about, really, this is the type of things that most people are not talking about. They ain't even talking about this in college and school because most professors are so miserable and broke that they're going home hitting the old Jackie Jack at night and probably toking a little tokey toke. And who knows what else they're doing that they're trying to just keep themselves happy with. Now that's not all
Right.
professors, that's not the whole education system, but I know that being sober and being in a recovery program and process over the last 15 years, okay, for me is probably the number one reason why I'm successful. Okay, straight up, straight up. Okay, it's probably the number one because while all these buffoons out here, in the majority of cats on the internet, like are weird, and you meet them in person, and you're like, something's off about this cat. People meet me in person, they're like, this dude is serious, man. This cat is the real deal. And you guys will meet me at the Mastermind, or if you come to an event, you will not see me take a sip of alcohol. You will not see me act different than you experience me right here on the show every single day. You can ask any single person that's ever met me. And yes, I am 6'2". Most people will also say you look bigger in person. That's the other number one thing that I hear when I go to live events. But this is the sort of stuff that really is the ingredients of success. It's not, and I didn't get rich and come up with some weird thing and say this is how I got rich. I got rich by getting sober. I got rich by disconnecting from all of my loser ass friends. I got disconnected from being alone. I got rich from being alone. I got rich from hanging out with myself and not hanging out and asking all my broke friends what their opinions were about what I was doing. I got rich by cutting off some of my family and not asking what their opinions were about what I was doing. I got rich by working my tail off, learning these digital marketing skills day and at night. If I had to go to work and work construction during the day, I'd do it when I got home at night. I got rich by filming videos and posting them on Facebook and YouTube before we had TikTok and Instagram and Reels and all this other stuff that's blowing people up on the daily. I got rich by good old-fashioned work ethic, by good old-fashioned hustling, by turning my mess into a message and talking about a lot of this stuff that we're talking about right now that people were afraid to talk about 10, 12 years ago on the internet. People weren't talking about getting sober. People weren't talking about being heroin addicts, getting clean. People weren't. I was the only sober internet marketer that I knew, right? And so all of those things disconnecting from that sort of social matrix in a way. And instead of letting social media use me over the years, because we were just coming out of MySpace when I came out online. So I would have gone on to Facebook and, on to Instagram and all the BS and just, who knows, still be posting pictures of my food or checking in whatever I was doing with my friends, trying to show everybody that I had a life, which is what all my friends were doing at the time. And a lot of them still are. Not a lot, acquaintances that I know that I hung out back then. But I learned to use social media instead of having social media use me, and stay sober so I could think clearly and not fall in love with my feelings, like you said. And that was one of the things that I heard in recovery early on was feelings are not facts, or feelings are not facts. It's fact you feel. So feelings are not facts, my friends. It's just a fact that you feel. And that's just kind of a clever little way to sort of remember that little quote. Feelings are not facts, but it's facts you feel. And here's the other one that I learned, which I teach, but I learned it in recovery, which is you can't think yourself into a new way of acting. You have to act yourself into a new way of thinking, right? You have to act yourself into a new way of thinking. Think about that for a second. I can't sit here and go, I'm thinking,
Right.
I'm rich. Oh, I'm so rich. Not even writing it down, just thinking, right?
Right.
I got to do something. I got to get on video and start projecting confidence. I got to get out there and start acting successful. I got to start acting as if I'm already successful. Do you want to know why? Because people who project confidence, people who project success, attract people into their lives who are looking for solutions, because they don't feel confidence. They don't feel, and that doesn't mean that you go out there and fake it till you make it. I'm not saying fake anything. I'm just saying think higher of yourself. Well, how do you think higher of yourself? Well, you stop hanging out with losers. You stop doing things that make you feel like a loser, like drinking and drugging and doing all this kind of crap where you wake up the next day and you've got a hangover, you feel like crap, right? These are ways in which you raise your self-esteem and your self-worth so you can feel more confident. This is not rocket science. I'm not saying you guys should come to the mastermind and I'm going to tell you the secret morning routine where you're going to do 5 Hail Marys and, turn around in the mirror and say, and then meditate for 20 minutes and then do a special breathing technique and then go take an ice bath and then listen to a podcast. That's not what Dave Sharpe did to get rich. That's not what any of these people in this community do to get rich. You gotta clear out the garbage in your social circle, in your family. You gotta stop putting garbage in your body. You gotta stop putting garbage in your brain, and you will be amazed. And then go through the damn course with clear, sober eyes, and then start doing what the hell we teach. And by the end of the year, by the end of 2023, your life might be in a completely different place, right, Sammie?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But people have to remember too, like, success is not comfortable. It's not. And anyone that tells you it is, they're lying to you. But it's no different than, action first, results, and then feelings. It's no different than going to the gym. When you wake up, you don't want to go to the gym. Do you feel amazing about going to the gym? You all pumped up? No, you're like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to go to the gym, but I know I'll feel great and I know I'm going to get results. If you could have that mindset about success and about the course and all the things, then you would go so far. Your mindset is what limits you. And when you go to the gym and you take action, you don't feel like it at first, but then you start feeling the results and you feel the burn. It feels great. And then you feel amazing. It's the same with success. Like, you just have to have an open mind. If you immediately say, I can't do it, you're right. Because the second you say, I can't, your brain shuts off. It shuts down. It don't even try.
We
But
don't
if
even
you're like,
I don't allow that in my house.
right, me either.
Kids to say can't.
Same.
I say find another way to say that. Figure it out.
Yep.
There ain't no can'ts. My father used to
Same.
say can't never could do nothing. That's what he used to say to me. Can't never
Yep.
could do nothing, son. Figure it
Absolutely.
out.
Absolutely.
So what else have you learned about yourself, Sammie, through this process? I mean, what have you learned about you in the last few months that you didn't quite know was in there?
Well, my goal has been the last like few years to be the first millionaire in my family. And I was doubting myself until I took the courses. And then I started seeing like, wow, I seen everyone else going on vacation all summer and doing their thing. We didn't really have a summer because I was focused on the course and the blueprints and learning and growing. And I learned that I'm capable of much more than I ever dreamed I was. Like much more. When I started in the blueprints and stuff, it was like a foreign language to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, but I don't say I can't. So I'm like, I'm gonna make a way. So it was like foreign language to me, but I kept studying it and I kept studying it. And it's just like a job. It's so overwhelming. And then you're like, I can't do this. This is just overwhelming, but you keep doing it and you keep like going over, everything you're supposed to be learning. And then it's like, oh, this is so easy. It just clicks. That's exactly how it was with the course, like in the blueprints, like everything just started clicking. And then I started learning how to do so much and it was coming so easy after. And I can't believe it. I feel like I've 10x all my businesses, myself, my confidence, my mindset, my skills, like just so much. I'm just like I said, I've already built digital products and they're available worldwide and they're selling like crazy. And like, it's just, I never dreamed I could be able to do anything like this, but it takes me back. Like, if I would have let all of those people that had that poor man's mindset that were projecting their fears onto me, if I would have let them, when they were mocking me, going out their way to mock me, if I would have let them stop me, I would not be where I'm at today, you know?
Mm, mm. That hits home. That's right from the heart. That's so true, and I hope that everybody hears that loud and clear because we've all got some people, some body, and they don't mean to.
Hurt
They didn't
people.
wake up in the morning and say, "Oh, I'm gonna try to go and stop Sammie from her success."
Right.
It's just that they're projecting their own limiting beliefs onto us, and we've already got our own limiting beliefs that we need to work on overcoming that we probably picked up from our parents or our teachers or just somebody who said, "Wow, what do you think, kid? Money grows on trees." Like all these little things that we've heard that's said, that's talked about around us. Most of us grew up and money was it was either a topic that was talked about and known inside of our family, or it was not talked about but it was known. You know what I mean? Like those things that are not talked about but they're like a big old elephant in the middle of the living room, and everybody just kind of dances around it and acts like it's not there, but it's a big deal and it's a big problem. Well, imagine for the next part of your life, for the rest of your life, having a healthy relationship with money, sort of like having a healthy relationship with a human being, a romantic, healthy relationship. Imagine I want to go a step further. Imagine through this process blossoming out healthy relationships with everything in your world, a healthy relationship with God, a healthy relationship with a partner, a healthy
Absolutely.
relationship with your children, a
Absolutely.
healthy relationship with money, and a healthy relationship with friends.
Absolutely. And I have all those. Like,
Imagine that. Imagine, my friends who are listening to this, all of you making that be a goal instead of just, hey, I wonder if this is a scam. Hey, I wonder if right. What that is, you're a crab in a bucket, right? Just understand where you're at if that's where your head is at. Go ahead on and climb up out of that bucket, fall up over out. It's only a little fall. Now you're out of the bucket. Okay. You got up out of the bucket because how do you get out of the bucket? Well, you stop asking everybody what their opinion is about what you're doing. Because if you do, they're just going to pull you right back down in that bucket. And now all of a sudden you're out of the bucket. You know that the rest of the crabs are still in the bucket. Your friends, your family, all the people who used to ask what their opinion was of everything that you're doing and seek their validation and their approval for everything. Well, now you've climbed out of the bucket and you're laying on the ground. You're a little crab. And you flip yourself over, okay? And now you look out and you're like, shit, it's a big-ass world out there. It is a holy crap. Got a little water over there. Got a field over there. Got some trees over here, right? Let me go on out here and let me see if I can start to design my life exactly how I want. Now, here's how I'm going to do that. First of all, I'm going to decide, what do I want? What do I want to do? Where do I want to live? Where do I want to go? What business do I want to run? And when I start to get clear on that, I'm not going to crawl back in that bucket and say, hey, friends, family, what do you think about this? I'm just going to do it. And I'm going to figure it out as I go, like a little crab does. A little crab, just like any other animal, just lives their life. They don't go around saying, what do you think about that? They just travel. And sure, some of them get eaten. That's life. But many of them live long, wonderful lives without asking anybody what their opinion is of anything. And they're happy and they're blissful. So make sure you don't crawl back in that bucket, because if you do, you're probably going to get pulled right down. If you made it out of the bucket, congratulations. Now, all of a sudden, you have an opportunity as a little crabby to go and to swim and to find a partner or reconnect with your partner in a new way by setting new boundaries.
Absolutely.
By setting new expectations, by communicating what your needs are. If you're going to build this business, you can say, here's what I need from you. I need you to not share your negative opinions with me.
Exactly.
I need you to keep those to yourself. I need you to, if you want to share them with your therapist or your buddies or whoever, you do that. You don't put them in these precious little holes. Okay? Here's what else I'm going to do. I'm going to ask you what you need from me to feel loved and supported while I go on this adventure towards financial freedom. And you tell me, this is your opportunity to tell me what your needs are. Because I don't want to hear that your needs aren't getting met, because I need to make sure I know what they are so we can have an honest conversation, so we make sure that we're meeting each other's needs while I'm on this journey.
Right.
Now, here's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to spend money on myself. I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to pour into I'm going to start acting like I am a home, like how we remodel our kitchen and you remodel your car or whatever it is. I'm just as valuable as our home and as the car and all this other stuff. See, I need a tune-up. See, I need a new transmission. See, I need a new kitchen right here. Okay. And I need to learn some new skills. And so that's what I'm going to do. You don't like it, that's your problem. Okay. And we can talk about that, because I want to make sure I'm meeting your needs. Maybe I can go above and beyond and meet your needs a little bit more, right? If you're upset about something, hey, you tell me what your needs are. I'm going to invest in myself, because that's the start of a positive relationship with money. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start being real conscious of who I let into my life and how I spend my time.
What I do.
Because a lot of these little phone calls and text messages and DMs that I get from these little crabs, you know what they're inviting me to do? Hey, come hang out in my bucket. Come over here and hang. You want to go hang out in my bucket tonight with some of my crabby girlfriends and my crabby boyfriends? Yeah? Oh, good. Come on out. We're going to go have some drinks, right? And then what do? You get out, you go have some drinks, and all of a sudden you wake up the next morning and you feel like you're back in a bucket. Oh shit, I'm back in somebody's bucket, right? So you be real careful about what you say yes to, and start learning how to say no. No when somebody asks you for your time. No when somebody asks you for a phone call. Know when somebody asks you to go out for drinks. Know when somebody asks you to go out on a Friday night. Start prioritizing your time. Date nights with your spouse or partner, way more important than social nights going out drinking. Staying home on a Friday night, doing a little bit of education, creating content for the week coming forward or the weekend so you can spend time with your family, right? These are, and then I start earning money from making these positive choices. Go on a 30-day clean bender, right? And if you don't want to commit to being clean and sober, get sober for the rest of the year. Get sober for the for October, right? They say no shave November or no this, no October, whatever. How about no drugs or alcohol October, right? How about no drugs or alcohol holiday season, right? Yeah, say no to the eggnog, right? Now all of a sudden I'm starting to have a healthy relationship with myself as well. And I might suddenly, because of those choices, now those other crabs, i.e., those friends, hanging out with them isn't as attractive as it once was because I'm not doing the same things that I used to do with them. Sammie, does this sound familiar in terms of some of the things that you've done to be able to have a healthier relationship with money, your partner, your friends, yourself?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like, I'm to the point in my life that if it disturbs my peace, happiness, or success, I will not focus on it. I don't care. If it doesn't matter in 5 years, I don't give it 5 minutes
Mm,
anymore. Like before, oh, it would drive me nuts. If people were talking about me, if people were lying about me, it would tear me up. I'd cry. I don't care anymore because people's opinions don't define me. People's
mm,
opinions are their own. And you got to learn that when someone has an opinion about you and it's negative, it has everything to do with them and not you. Hurt people. Point blank, period. You will never see someone that loves their life, happy, and love what they do, tearing down other people. And I had to learn that. And I don't even take offense to it anymore. If someone's hating or saying mean things, I'm like, hurt people hurt people. And that's what gets me through. You're hurt or you wouldn't be trying to hurt me.
that's
You're
right.
hurt because happy successful people, as Dave can tell you, like, we're cheering you on. We want you to do this. We know you're capable of more than you could ever imagine, but you have to have that self-belief. And when you have that self-belief, you're already halfway there. I know it sounds crazy, but it's so true. Like
It
it
is.
is so true. You have to learn. Like if you want and go ask people like, hey, does this outfit look good? Do you mind if I go to the grocery store? Do you mind if I take my children over here? Then if you're thinking like, no, that's no one's business, then why is it their business when you want to get on for success? When you want to step outside your comfort zone and do something, why do you seek their approval so much?
Mm,
Why? Because let me tell you, friends, like the saddest part of it all is all those people that you're begging to support you and cheer you on are 99% of them, they won't even support you. They
yep.
will not. I don't get support from most people in my family. I don't get support. Like you don't see them all on my social medias and cheering me on, and half of them don't know half of the accomplishments I've made, and that's okay. Like I don't have hard feelings because I didn't need them to get where I'm at today. I just needed to believe in myself. I needed to push myself. I need to remember like why I'm doing this. And I mean, I know it's hard because I feel like the best way to describe it is when you're a toddler and you're learning how to walk. Mom, dad, everyone's like, come on, you got what it takes. Let's go. You can do this. Oh, yeah, you did it. You're a rock star. 10 years old playing sports. You got this. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up. Keep going. Go, 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 go. I'm so proud of you. You know,
Yep.
graduate high school. You're a rock star. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. But when you're an adult, friends, oh, you're going for success? You really going to do that? What's wrong with you? You're supposed to get a 9 to 5 job and you make someone else rich. Like, you know the rules. You're supposed to go to college and pay all that money to be in debt and barely make ends meet. You know how the drill is. They don't push you. They don't, yes, you're going for your success. You're going for your dreams. That's what you deserve. And if you do, there's very small people and the amount of people in your life that does that, you're very lucky. But I'm telling you, like, those are the people that are normally the people that you're seeking to be so proud of you and cheer you on and pump you up are the people that will doubt you, are the people that will be like, I'm sorry, but I don't, it just seems too good to be true. And you're wasting your time, like it's just, you got to get out of that belief. You got to let go. You got to break out of that cycle. That cycle is what's going to keep you poor. You can't have a rich man's mindset and a circle for a poor man's mindsets. Like you just can't. It's impossible. They're never going to push you where you need to go because they're too scared to do it themselves. And it doesn't make them a bad person, but don't let them ruin your life and potential and what you're capable of and creating a life that you deserve because of an opinion of an opinion.
And when you were given the baby to the teenager to the
Right.
high school, the reason why I believe that is because as an adult, it's easy to cheer on a toddler or a
Exactly.
kid because they're never going to be bigger or better than me.
Then you,
Right?
yeah, yep,
There's no way that they're going to threaten me and elevate beyond where I went in life, where I got to in life.
yep,
Now, all of a sudden, once that baby, that toddler, whatever, becomes an adult, now all of a sudden, that adult has
yeah,
looking eye to eye with
yep,
that once toddler, and
exactly.
that person has the ability to elevate beyond that person. So now all of a sudden,
Absolutely.
if this person has a lack mentality, meaning what is a great sign of a lack mentality? Jealousy, feeling
Yep,
threatened by other people succeeding around you versus being happy for them. Now, all of a sudden, if that person's jealous or feels threatened by this person elevating, continuing to soar, wanting to continue to thrive,
yep,
now that person's going to try to do what? Get out those
belittle you.
farmer tools, plant those seeds of doubt, right? Well, are you sure? I mean, you come from a small town. Nobody really around here does things like that. Everybody's going to think
Exactly.
you're stupid. I mean, what are you going to do if your dad sees you, your family sees you posting videos on the internet? I mean, what are you sure you want to do this? Is it safe? Is it safe? That's another one. People sort of frame things as if they're looking out for our safety, right?
Right.
Like, well, is it safe for me to get in my car, basically a death missile, and go out on a highway and drive around with hundreds of other death missiles?
Right.
Some people who are drunk or drugged out of their minds and go sit in a business that could potentially, anybody could walk into that business. Any disgruntled employee could come into that business with a, firearm, something, anything could happen versus me sitting at my home, not being stupid, not putting my address, not put, being conscious of my privacy and not, going, really? That's not safe? You're looking out for my safety? No, I think you're looking out for your
Yep.
jealousy and your feelings of feeling smaller or threatened. That's what
Mm,
I think you're looking out for in this moment.
yep. And it's sad.
Right? It is sad, but
Very sad.
knowing that, is sort of like, I think there was a very popular person named, I think his name was Jesus. And I think he said, forgive them, they not know what they do, right?
Yep.
When he was being
Amen.
carried to the cross. So,
Amen.
I mean, look, that's just a story, right? That you can use to remember that
Perfect.
when you are being targeted, when people are saying or doing things to you or about you or even to your face, and just forgive them. They don't even know
Yeah.
what the hell they're doing.
And
They're speaking out of just the subconscious
yeah.
mind, and just they
Yeah.
don't even realize how powerful and detrimental their words really are in that.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's funny that you say that. Because so many people, like, they just have those limited beliefs, and they don't realize that when you hold that grudge in and you take those stupid comments and you let it eat you up inside, it doesn't do anything for anyone else, but it damages you. Like, if I see negative stuff, I don't even care anymore. I scroll completely past because I have that mindset. Hurt people hurt people. They're going through it. It has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with them. Because if someone can just hate on you, then it's jealousy. And something I've had to learn is if you're not ready for hate, then you're not ready for success, period.
Ooh.
Because it's just so true. Because so I take it with a grain of salt. I'm just like, I'll pray for you. Like, I don't let it bother me anymore because they are silly opinions. They're words. Yes, they hurt, but it doesn't define you. It doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean it's going to happen to you. Like, whatever, and a lot of times the things that they're saying to you is exactly how they feel about themselves. So you got to remember, one finger pointing to you, but how many pointing back at them. So that's something that's helped me tremendously too.
Well, Sammie, this has been, we could go on for another hour, but we
Right.
won't. We'll leave a little to desire here, because this is a powerful conversation and I'd like to continue it, have you back on the show, have you come back and keep us posted on your journey. And so congrats on your success. It looks wonderful on you, your spirit shining bright. Your confidence is oozing out. Your excitement, is contagious. And it's really just been beautiful to be in your presence this morning. So thank you for your time. Stay legendary, my friend. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for everything. And thanks for having me on here. I'm so honored. You've changed my life tremendously. So.
All right, my friend. All right. We'll talk to you later. Okay.
Yep.
See ya.
See ya.
All right, my friends, you can go and follow Sammie on Instagram at _lady boss mama. All right, at _lady boss mama. You can also connect with her over on Facebook. Follow her there too at Sammie Joe 24, and that's SAMMIEJO 24. My friends, there was a bit of ranting today. There was a bit of ranting and raving today, and it was all pure platinum, baby. Pure platinum nuggets that Sammie and I just pulled right up in your driveway and just dropped you off a massive load. So maybe, just maybe, my friends, you might want to plug this one up into the podcast. You can access all of our replays on all the major podcast platforms. Just go and type in Wake Up Legendary into any of your major podcast platform, or just wait until this video posts, which it will as soon as we get done with the show, right here on our business fan page, and listen to the dang thing again. It's worth it. As she said, and I agree, 95% of this process does have to do with your mindset. You can have all the tools, all the strategies, all the frameworks, but if your brain is broke, you will stay broke. So begin to fix your brain. Begin to rewire your brain. Okay. How do you do that? Well, we outlined it all this morning on the show. So if you missed it, go and listen to the replay. And if you just need a kick in the butt, again, anytime today or throughout the week or anytime in the future, listen to the replay. It was a good one. All right, my friends, stay legendary. Get out of here. Have a great, great legendary day and week and month of October. Okay. We've got one more quarter left for the rest of the year. Make it the best quarter of your life. So when 2024 comes rolling around, you ain't sitting around with the same regrets and the same old silly resolutions as you always did, and as all of your broke friends will be doing. Okay. And we love your broke friends. You can still love your broke friends. You just don't want to be broke like them. Okay. This is not about us thinking that we're better. We are using strong language because this is the school of hard knocks, and we are trying to shake the poverty mindset up out of you. Okay. Slap it. Do an exorcism of sorts. Right. So this is going to be a show that's going to have a little bit of spicy flavor, and that's why you love it so much. So we'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode. Get out of here. Peace.